Whoa. How does this even work?
KGB secrets, man. Cannot tell you.
You can't tell me?
Yeah, we'll have to kill you, you know?
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to New York City. Today I am in the neighborhood of Chelsea, and yes, we've already covered a guide on Chelsea. If you guys haven't seen that, you gotta check it out. Today we're doing something super exciting. We're going into a brand new museum that's opened up in the city recently. I've been invited out here to the KGB Espionage Museum, which has a bunch of artifacts from old Soviet secret spy stuff. It's super cool. I don't know exactly what I'm getting myself into, but we're gonna have a tour in there. I wanna show you guys this museum and encourage you to come out here on your next visit to New York City. Before we jump in, we got one thing that we have to do, and that is roll the intro. All right, we have entered the museum officially. You can see it looks pretty epic already. So we have our guide today, Daniel, who's gonna be taking us around. So tell us a little bit about this place. What exactly we're gonna be doing today?
Oh, this is KGB Espionage Museum, and right now we will show you the biggest collection in the whole world with the KGB equipment. We're gonna show you, this is gonna be cool, man.
All right, so as you guys can tell, this museum is full on. It is packed. It's basically an archive that was put away for a long time. This museum wasn't based in New York City. It's just recently opened to the public, so a lot of these artifacts are being seen by people for the first time, which is a huge incentive for you guys to come out here. But I thought before we begin our tour with Daniel, because he's going to be explaining a lot of things to us, it's gonna be a lot to digest. I thought I'd explain what exactly is the KGB, and there's no better way to do that than coming into the KGB interrogation room. Alrighty, so like I mentioned, I'm here in the interrogation room. Behind me is like a full set replica of what it would be like to get interrogated by the KGB. The formal initials are the KGB.
So in Russian, first letter sounds like KGB.
All around me in this room are tons of old artifacts from 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, even on up until the 80s and the early 2000s. But before we begin our formal tour, I thought, let's explain to you what exactly is the KGB, the KGB. You're probably wondering what exactly it is. Комитет государственной безопасности. So roughly translated, the KGB stands for the Committee of State Security in Russian. This was the formal security agency for the Soviet Union. It was named Cheka when it first began from 1917 till it ended in 1991. The coolest thing about it is that because the Soviet Union was so large and it encompassed so many different countries that are now their own independent countries, each one of these different states or sovereign entities under this Soviet Union had their own sort of type of KGB implemented. They were all kind of a part of it. So most of the actual archives of the KGB are hidden. Exactly what they did is still not known by a lot of people. It's kind of all very secretive. The main point of it, the main reason for it existing, was to gather intelligence from foreign countries, from abroad. They gathered counterintelligence in different nations. They acted as border police. They were there to as well suppress any internal resistance to the Soviet Union, which is even crazier to think about, that there was an agency designed to do something like that, and conduct electronic espionage. They also enforced and promoted Soviet morals through propaganda, which is really crazy to think about because this was a government agency. The purpose of this museum is here to show us kind of an archive of devices, things that were used during that time, clothes items, secret weapons, communication devices, and it's just a really enriching place to come and take a tour and kind of experience what these items did and contributed to this time and to this place. I think it's absolutely incredible that this archive is here in New York City, based in Chelsea. So I'm super excited to begin this tour with Daniel, our guide. So let's just jump into it.
This is Bulgarian umbrella or killer umbrella. It's not original artifact, but it's air gun. Air under pressure inside of this umbrella, and when you push the trigger, the umbrella shoot but tiny ball, small ball of the ricin poison. Yeah.
No way.
No way to survive.
This is a gun. What in the world? I had no idea this. I mean,
There are people, they just walking on the streets with the umbrellas, but it's some special one and you push the trigger button.
you just take someone out with an umbrella. That's crazy.
And it doesn't feel painful. This is interesting. It feels like the bug's bite.
That is seriously crazy.
It's chair, I can tie you up here.
Okay. The tour guy tells you that they're gonna tie you up in a chair. You know, you gotta do it.
Take a seat. The tourists will not be torturous here.
This is the full experience right here. This is what it feels like. I'm already feeling a little bit claustrophobic.
Yeah, it's cool be a babysitter as well.
Okay. Okay. I want to get out.
Yeah, alright.
What is this?
This is KGB uniform, and this is Lieutenant's Colonel outdoor uniform. And it's uniform special for the hotspots, so their snipers, enemy snipers, they will not recognize that this is officer from the KGB, like because it doesn't look like this one. Morse code right here. How the agents was speaking by the spy radio stations before, they was using it for read the Morse code. SOS, right. Wanna try how to do this?
Anytime you get to touch something, it makes it so much more fun. So you just
So S 3 dot, O 3 dash, S 3 dot, dot, right, left side, 3 dot, 3 dash, just hold it like. It's more than 3, man. You actually said S after you said 2 dash, not 3, you said SMS. But I think if you will be repeat the same, people will understand. Something
I'm already thinking in the future, you know. Too futuristic for the Morse code device.
So here, if you want, you can make the even picture like this, and with the profile as well.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly go and take an Instagram picture of this, so make sure you're following me on Instagram, but they have their own Instagram account. So when you come here, make sure that you're following them before so you can get prepared for something like this. But I'm gonna go take a quick Instagram picture real quick and then we'll resume the tour.
And here we can see the doors. This is original doors from the real KGB prison. You can see how the prisoners was like living. And here, man, if you want, you can feel this door. But be careful, it's the sharp one.
So this was made so if a prisoner was angry and they were knocking?
Right. It wasn't in the prison, but it's like in a jail, the temporary one. Yeah, if you're screaming that you're not guilty or something, yes, you will cut it.
Alright, so I don't know if the camera's gonna be doing this justice because it kind of just looks like holes, but it's basically elevated pieces of metal that are kind of serrated off at the end, little sharp points. And this was used to deter people from banging on a door. Assume if you're trapped somewhere for a while, you get to the point of insanity, you start banging on something. The last thing you want is sharp pieces of metal hitting your skin and cutting you open. But that's what this whole door is made of. Pretty gruesome. So I think one thing that this museum does really, really well is captures kind of the vibe of what it would be like to be in some sort of office building or an archival operation for something that has to do with the KGB, to feel what it's actually like to have been somewhat there. Right here you can definitely get the sort of vibe and feeling of what it would be like to be in a prison cell. What do you guys think? This is my prison girlfriend now. Her name's Natasha. This is probably my favorite part of the museum. There's just these glass cases archiving all this really, really crazy and cool gear across the entirety of the museum. So let's just run through a bunch of different things that were used in the KGB.
Cameras could be actually everywhere. Back this time as well. In the birdhouse could be the camera. Camera could be in toolbox. Camera could be in the head. So the good weather, you're wearing the head, but there are people, they do not understand that it's camera inside, right?
There's tiny little arrows pointing to. Oh my god, that's a tiny camera.
Document blinder, an example. So here is the trigger, but you cannot see the trigger. You stand like this, take a look where is the red mark shown. Picture. Open,
Wow.
close. This is what they're probably old ladies about what they're dreaming. It's lipstick deadly kiss. You put the bullet inside, and when you turn it, it's shoot. It's one load gun, man. It's the caliber here. It's the 017. Or an example pen looks like the regular pen, but if you will push the button, this pen will shoot. Caliber 022. Ballistic knives. regular knife, when you push the trigger, it's shoot by the blade. And the speed of the blade will be
shoots the
39.
blade out?
Right.
Oh my
39
God.
miles per hour, man.
39 miles an hour. That's so great. I mean, I feel like technology has definitely progressed so much today, but that's still so cool that they were able to do this back in the day. So are these still operable? Like, would you be able to use these?
Yeah, let's take a bullet, let's shoot, right? Here we can see the tree, right here. It's a modern tree, it's 2000s.
Put a camera inside of a tree?
Yes.
Wait, actually?
You're smart, yeah.
I said that as a joke.
No jokes, here microphone and the camera, right? Tree have ears, man. And this is true, even if you will take a look from the backside,
Yeah.
you will see how they did it. So they took the regular tree, cut
my
it
God.
half, put all of the things inside. Pretty huge space for the battery over here.
That is freaking hilarious.
And here, if you want to, you can even call the USSR leaders. But this phone, if you'll type the number, I think that somebody will pick up.
Wait, you can call Vladimir Putin?
Yeah, call him.
Can I give
Try?
him a call?
Yeah, right now.
2
0 0 6.
Как дела? He hasn't answered yet. There he is.
Значит, ну, мне нужно срочно подойти к телефону.
All right. Хорошо. We'll see you later.
And here, if you want to, you can get the picture and the memory from the art museum. You take it sit here, behind of the green wall. You can pick the code, you can pick the head, and this machine will do the picture of you like the KGB chief officer, and we will send you for the email.
Alrighty, so we're gonna set up for a picture right now. Ridiculously cool. What kind of hat do I go for?
The authentic will be the blue one.
The blue one? Mm-hmm. Alright.
Okay. Take a seat. Look in the camera. 3, 2, 1. There we go. So here.
What do you guys think? Should I take up a new career? I feel like this really suits me actually.
Hey, it looks nice, man.
I could become part of the Russian government, you never know. Look at this. That's so awesome.
This is glasses. It's the special secret KGB equipment. You can wear it and look at the TV.
Whoa. Whoa.
Exactly.
This is, okay, you guys see it's a white screen, yeah? Check this out. What in the world? How does this even work?
KGB secrets, man. Cannot tell you.
You can't tell me?
Yeah, we'll have to kill you, you know?
So think of this part of the museum as a sort of enrichment center. This is kind of like your game center. As you saw me and Daniel kind of playing the game here behind us, I think that if you're young, to kind of keep you entertained or to tie things in, this is so cool. They have these little iPads set down with these games. So if you're thinking about coming here with a young kid or a young family or a bunch of different people and you kind of want to challenge yourselves and experience this stuff together. All right, so the final piece of this museum is the spy store, which is a segment that's put off right here at the end of the museum or when you finish. Everybody knows a museum's got to have a gift shop. They got a lot of cool things. You got a bunch of these really cool kind of Soviet pins, as well as they make their own kind of designs for shirts. And yeah, it's just a great way to kind of finish off your experience here. All right, and you can hear the triumphant music. We just head out of the museum. I also wanted to add another note. Oh man, I feel like I was trapped in there for hours. It's one of those places you kind of walk into and you don't realize how long you're spending in there. They have their own scaffolding that they brought in. That's the level of dedication they've kind of put into this museum. They brought in their own scaffolding just to make it look like a terrace, which is so cool. And just the entrance, like I mentioned, of this museum is super cool as well. You got all this cool memorabilia outside and brochures and music playing to kind of set you in the mood as you're heading in. So super cool museum, and we're gonna bounce off to our next location. Boom! I don't know why I said another location. That doesn't make any sense. I'm back home now. I'm chilling. Guys, that was the end of another awesome adventure here in New York City. Please, please, please make sure that you check out the KGB Espionage Museum down in the description below. And you must visit it next time you're in New York City. They're so awesome for sponsoring my visit out there. That visit was so much fun. Honestly, I went in without knowing much and I ended up really, really enjoying my time there. And my guy Daniel was awesome. So thank you so much to the team behind the KGB Espionage Museum for an awesome stay. Once again, when you're coming to New York, you gotta visit them. Link in the description. Make sure you check them out. If you wanna help out this channel, you can buy some merchandise. It will be on screen right now or down below in the description. And with that, I love you guys a long time. Goodbye, Klats.